Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming special. That's right, this is not your weekly podcast. This is a Nintendo Direct breakdown. We watched the Direct about, I think at this point, 12 hours ago. We're recording this at the night of the Direct. So we're still kind of reeling, but we had some time to settle in on a lot of the announcements. A lot of excitement around the air, so we're ready to unpack all of it. Before we get into it, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are caught. On Twitter, Slice of Gaming. Check out the main podcast every Saturday morning. But let's introduce everyone. Bench.
I'm here and I am vibrating from Mario and Luigi coming back.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get into that. Beef Hammer is also joining us.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Hell yeah, and Jat.
Yeah, how's it going? I survived a power outage. I think I screamed too much during the direct. I caused it.
No, it's funny. You almost didn't make the recording, but then 5 minutes before we were about to start, it was just guys, my power's back on. The gods willed it. You needed to be on for the direct breakdown. Anyways, I think it's right about we just get right started. First, I want to start off just our overall scores. How we feeling about the direct overall? Bench, I'll start with you.
I think this is one of the best directs of all time, maybe, after sitting on it, because I think it's just even on paper, it has so much. Just almost one of every Nintendo main pillar franchises here. They're all things that are coming out in the next 6 months besides Prime. Everything you could want from a Nintendo has something for everything. It's just, especially the 1-2 punch at the beginning with it had Mario and Luigi, which is that was my, I think when we did predictions, that was my dream. That was my okay, if I could have anything, this is what I would have. And it's here, and the new art style it has identity. It is so back. I love these games more than a Mario RPG. It's going to be so much better than that. Sorry, Bob, I had to throw shade. And then I guess I'm a Fairy Tail fan, so seeing that was kind of hype. I won't get it day one, but I don't know. I like the first game.
We'll get into it all, Bench. Just overall score. What would you get the direct?
I think I'd give it a 10.
A 10, a perfect direct.
I think it's definitely clouding judgment. Critically, maybe a 9.5, but from what I was asking for and what was shown, I walked away incredibly excited for what we thought would be a direct full of remasters and kind of ports, and some ports we didn't get, and that was a little frustrating. But I don't know, everything they showed was fantastic.
That's awesome to hear. Jack, how about you? How are you feeling overall score wise?
Yeah, so overall score wise, I'd say this was a really, really solid direct, a 9. And I've been following Nintendo Direct since I think 2014, back when the Smash Bros. Wii U hype cycle was happening.
Guy.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's been a while in seeing how I guess these directs have evolved, where now they've definitely gone a lot less with people just coming onto the screen and speaking to you about the stuff. It's more of just all right, here are some trailers and here's some highlights, and then maybe a developer says a line or two, and then the next one. So yeah, the pacing was really strong on this one because they catered to, like Ben said, every major franchise and genre. They got a lot of action adventure games. They even got a shooter in there, and of course, who doesn't love their party games?
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Beef. I know. I actually, you were kind of a little lower on the direct. I'm interested to hear what you think.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it. So I'm in a weird spot about this one, Wolf, because we talked. Oh yeah, like mentioned, we talked about before the direct, and I think I had the right expectations, which is low, mostly remasters. So in that sense, it did surpass. But we'll talk about. I'm at an 8 because I'm right now. I don't know why, and what I guess we'll talk about. I'm not entirely super into the game sold. They're all there's a lot though that I'm a maybe on, or I'm gonna wait for reviews. So I'm in this kind of state where I think it's actually for last year direct very good, but I still need a little more, and I think that might be just personal taste. But yeah, we'll talk about more as we go through every game.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go through almost everything shown off. I'm guessing at around a 9. I'd say. I think this was a very very solid direct. I think this is pretty much what you'd want from a direct. A lot of new releases. You get the port and remaster. Maybe not the one we wanted. Like I don't know who was clamoring
Yeah,
for Donkey Kong 3, but like I'm down. I'll
Yeah.
say that much. But this is just one of those directs where it's like this is the last year of a Nintendo console because we know for sure that Switch 2 is like for sure next year. So to have this strong of a lineup where in the next 3 months we're getting a Zelda game, 4 months we're getting a Mario Party, 5 months we're getting a Mario and a Luigi RPG, that is pretty insane. And on top of like Paper Mario earlier this year, like not even earlier this year, like last month, but still, like this is a pretty insane final year for a system where they are actually utilizing all the hardcore fan base's favorite franchises. Now, of course, there's stuff missing. There's always going to be stuff missing when you have a back catalog as strong as Nintendo's. But let's be honest, I'm always surprised whenever I see people say like, "Man, Nintendo doesn't care about their franchises." It's like, guys, they have so many franchises that it's kind of hard to like really utilize every single one of them. The fact that we got Pikmin 4 last year was like, that's not going to be a 5 million seller. That's not even going to be a 10 million seller or 5 million seller. It's going to be a game for the hardcore fan base, and that's a game that they wanted to make. And I'm getting that out of Mario and Luigi. I'm getting that out of like the Zelda game, where it's like, 2D Zelda. Oh well, put those resources towards a new 3D Zelda that will sell 20 million. But they're like, no, we want to make a 2D Zelda. We think the fans want it, and we want to make this. It's a
Even
Zelda-led
Prime.
game. And Prime. I mean, Prime's a perfect example. Like Metroid
They could have
doesn't really
canceled it
sell that well.
after the
7
development
years.
hell.
7 years. They're like, no, we're gonna stick with it. Like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like this is the best time to be a Nintendo fan. I'm excited to unpack all of this. This is a very high quality
Yeah,
direct.
and
I'm
before
very
that, I had to say, like, I was shocked that this is the showcase that I think we knew nothing about the most. Like, nothing was leaked, nothing was rumored. Like, there was no rumors, like, ever about a new Mario and Luigi game or a Zelda where you play as Zelda made by Grezzo. Like, these are things that we had no idea existed, to the point where, like, going into a lot of other showcases, yeah, there's rumors, there's leaks, things we're expecting, like, tons of these things just completely out of left field, which has, like, really made that even better for surprises.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, I saw that there was a comment yesterday on Reset Era where someone was saying something about I think we'll see a game like a Zelda game where Zelda is the main character and a Mario and Luigi, something about brothership, but like no one believed it or like actually brought attention to it, which made it better that it was a surprise.
for sure, for sure. Now I want to get through this. I'll ask right up, like do it live. How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to do highlights, lowlights, or do you want to just like because there's not that much to go through, kind of just go through like what the press release is showing?
Let's go through the press release.
Yeah,
yeah, we can. I'm sure we can skip a lot of the games,
Yeah.
but yeah, the big
Yeah.
For
ones.
sure. Well, the first thing, you know what? Just for bench. I know he's losing.
Yeah,
I want you to talk about Mario and Luigi Brothership. I'm shocked that this game exists.
I'm very curious who's making it. Maybe Next Level is kind of what I'm kind of feeling, because that just animation style, super stylized, everything has a feel to it. Like, this is a game where like I was shocked that it existed, but I wasn't like sold on the art style at first trailer viewing. But then I've gone back. No, I'm sold on this. Like, just brother combat is back. Like, the thing that was missing with Mario RPG was that just like the charm and like the banter between characters, like the banter and comedy between Mario and Luigi and the characters around that is just comedy gold. The brother like bros attacks, like that timed combat is just so good. It's just so satisfying and fun. There's just an ooze of charm from this game, and they're all so funny. Like, even like the remakes, I don't know. I loved them and thought we'd never ever get something like this again. Just blew me away.
I'm genuinely shocked that this game exists. I mean, if you guys don't remember, in 2019, Alpha Dream went straight up bankrupt, and
Yeah.
that was very much one of those weird Nintendo decisions where it's like they didn't even try to help them. They let them die, which was insane at the time. And like it kind of tells me like with this, Honestly, I'm getting Intelligent Systems vibes. I mean, they're a company that works on like fucking 80 games for Nintendo. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the ones to pick up the mantle for Mario and Luigi. You guys feel
I don't
that?
know. Some of these, like the especially the end thing when he's kicking the Koopa shell, is like that screams next level to me after Strikers.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
mean, like, Next Level is a good theory. Jet, sorry, did you say something?
No, yeah. I guess yeah, their intelligent systems is an interesting one because they somehow made both WarioWare and Fire Emblem, so they can make something goofy and have good combat.
Well, they made Paper Mario. They
Oh yeah,
just
that too.
got
Yeah.
that.
Yep. They
Yeah.
work on a lot of stuff. I mean, like straight up there is. We'll talk about what wasn't in the direct later, but like Fire Emblem, apparently there's just a remake of that game that's sitting there for like a year and a half. They sit on games. Intelligent Systems is very funny with that.
This
But
is
yeah, no,
also
I mean
this year. It's this year.
this year is
Insane.
insane. Like I'm just shocked that it was held secret for so long. Like literally no one
Yeah.
was rumoring except like one or two tiny little sources. I I'm just gonna be honest. I thought this franchise was dead for good. So the fact that it actually came
Yep.
back and it looks incredible. I'll admit I'm not the Mario and Luigi super fan the same way I am with Paper Mario, but like I want to give these games a shot and really experience why people love them so much. You know, I want like watching that trailer. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna load up Superstar Saga. I'm gonna give that another shot.
Yeah.
I want to
You
really
need
give that
to.
game the
Yeah.
attention.
Have you ever beat it?
Never did. I always get stuck in the
Okay.
beginning. Not stuck, but like I get
Do you ever
there's like
leave
a
the
part where you have,
Starfield?
huh?
The Starfield, like the purple place, the very like beginning
No,
area.
no. Past that, I got to the town, and I remember just I don't know. It wasn't grabbing me, but like I actually do want to give it like a fair shot this time,
Yes,
because
play it.
that was just when I was experimenting with NSO games, you know. But yeah, no,
Hmm.
I mean Superstar Saga. That's definitely on top of the backlog now, just to prepare for this game because again, people love this franchise. Beef, do you have any love for Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, because I think I'm with you, but not bench Wolf. That like I've played as a kid, not Superstar Saga, but I played Brothers in Time and Bowser's Inside Story, and never finished them. And that's kind of where like I'm like this personal difference where I'm like I'm not too much into this series, but I do like you even before because I no, I don't think anyone thought the series was coming back. Do want to play at some point Superstar Saga, so we'll push that ahead. And yeah, this is one where I'm like not sold day one yet, but like it is one I'm like have interest in. So yeah, we'll see how I feel. Like by the time it releases, maybe I will be there day one.
Partners in Time was my first ever video
I've
game. Admittedly, I've never beat it, but yeah,
Yeah, and I know Bowser's Inside Story is like
it's
also a well
fantastic.
loved one. I again too young. I got stuck, so I should go back.
For sure, and that's definitely on the top. Bench, are you a little worried? Because like I don't know, did you play Dream Team and Paper Jam? Because I heard those were a bit
Uh,
weaker.
Paper Jam haters just don't like long RPGs because that's just significantly longer than the rest. Dream Team is fantastic. It stands like I'd put it up there with Superstar. I think Superstar Saga, Inside Story, and Dream Team are like the three best of the franchise. Paper Jam is just like a solid 7 out of 10. It's definitely and then they released the two remakes, and those didn't sell well, but they're still
I
good.
mean, yeah, I mean those two remakes sold so badly because they were like, hey, let's put out a 3DS game in 2019. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like Dream Team has some fantastic ideas. It's just like it's a 40-hour Mario and Luigi RPG, and for the Mario and Luigi fans, like sometimes like some people just aren't going to be happy with that. But I mean, I loved it.
Fair. Okay, I am curious. I do know there's actually a lot of people from Alpha Dream who are still at Nintendo, so I bet they've been kind of like commissioned to work
Yeah,
on this bad one.
that's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
All right. Well, are we ready to move on to our next game? Look at the press release. Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This is my personal highlight. I love 2D Zelda, but the fact is that we haven't gotten a fully original one. That's not a like Link Between Worlds is original, but it is built off Link to the Past very heavily. So fully original since Spirit Tracks. And that game fucking sucks. So I'm just happy to get a fully original 2D Zelda game where you actually fucking play as Zelda. Let me point something out. The only other Zelda game that is like you play as Zelda is basically an unofficial one, which is like Wand of Gamelon, which we won't talk about that one. am ecstatic for this game. The fact that they're going for a much more like puzzle focused Zelda game gets me so jazzed up. I love the puzzles in Zelda games. I think they're so interesting and creative. Going for a less combat, more as they say, wisdom approach is so fascinating to me. I want to see how that works for a full on Zelda adventure. Their day one. This is easily like this is at the top of my most anticipated list now. Like this is easily like something I
September.
want. September 26th, which actually I think that's the same day Link's Awakening came out in 2019.
Yep.
So
And
that's
yeah, Link's.
and it's the Link's
This
Awakening art style, the chibi. Which,
Yeah.
hey, listen, I get the complaints. I fucking love that art style. I think it's so cute.
Yeah, this is inspiring me to like soon before this I'll go back and finally play to the end of Link's Awakening. But yeah, I share like a lot of the same thoughts as you. I mean, very puzzle focused has me interested. I do like playing as Link and like as protagonist, but also Zelda's going to be there as the protagonist. I mean, it'll definitely be really good. And I'm curious like how frictionless is it going to be? Like are they going to like take the Breath of the Wild approach but for a top-down Zelda? Cuz that would be really cool. Cuz Link's Awakening was fantastic from what I played, but like it still is that very like Zelda formula. And this seems like they are taking what 2D Zelda is and shaking it up. Which honestly, the franchise shakeup, something that happened for pretty much every Nintendo IP this generation. So seeing it happen with a new 2D Zelda game is very cool. I'm very, looks very
exciting.
good.
That's exciting in of itself because Breath of the Wild got that franchise shakeup, and you know how that turned out. It worked out phenomenally. Yeah. So I'm hoping this works out just
do we think Link is playable at all in this game?
at the very intro. You lose to Ganon.
That's a good pull. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be maybe after you complete a dungeon some sort of interlude like you have with in Paper Mario with Peach, but I think it'll be like that with Link.
See that? Like just a tiny little interlude chapter where you're doing maybe a quick dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, Link's gotta like not do nothing.
Yeah, really. He's just chilling.
He's not gonna just sit and wait to be saved. I don't know. That doesn't scream Link.
Hey, I mean, listen, I forget. Jat, are you a Zelda guy at all?
Okay, so here's the thing. I've played through like parts of the I played through some of the 3D ones. Like I beat Wind Waker, and even though I spent like 70 hours in Breath of the Wild, but never beat it. So I'd say I'm like kind of into it, but yeah, for this one the art style for Link's Awakening looks really cute. I've never like fully played a 2D Zelda, this this one definitely gets me like intrigued, and the title also gets me intrigued because echoes of wisdom, and then wisdom being like because there's like the Triforce, and the Triforce of wisdom is what Zelda holds. So now I'm curious about like first of all where it is in this confusing ass Zelda timeline, and if
Okay.
No,
if
they gave up on that timeline, brother. I don't know how to tell you.
I will say, I mean, it's in Hyrule, which in and itself is exciting. Because, like, we're thinking Link to the Past Hyrule. Because, like, Awakening is that awesome art style, but it isn't Hyrule. So, I mean, it's got Koholint Island, and you don't have that same nostalgia for that location. Because I just didn't play that when I was a child. So, being back in Hyrule and seeing, like, people pointing that layout is like Link's Awakening, Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past is like, that's exciting.
For
And also, like, I don't think it's been a long time. Are Gerudos in those games? I don't think so, because they were in the trailer
2D?
and then in 2D.
No, Gerudos are introduced in Ocarina.
Yeah, because Gerudos are in this game, and on top of that, both of the Zora races are in this game, from like the Ocarina of Times and the ones before that. So that's pretty cool.
No, it's awesome. Yeah. Beef, how you feeling about this bad boy?
So of all the new ones, I think this is the one I'm most interested in. Like, because I think yeah, like you obviously kind of like those older, especially well, not like older. I like how Link's like Awakening looks. I'm assuming it's the same team, so them doing their own thing is probably gonna be interesting. I'm mostly the only thing I am worried about is I do like the puzzle focus, like you said, but yeah, like other people said, it looks like yeah, I don't know. There's people worried the gameplay's gonna be a little slow, and that's something I'm worried about. But of all of them, I think it's the one I have to be there. I was someone who's been yelling like I would also like a Zelda protagonist game because I always thought like that'd be good, and I thought like they didn't have good reasons not to do it, so I'm looking forward to it. It's also like the day after my birthday, so it's probably going to be a perfect birthday gift for me if I just decide screw it, this one I'm buying.
Oh, dude, that's such a. I love when games come out on your birthday.
I
Like
know.
Oh yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
had a
I'm
situation where like it's literally the day of, except for like
dude.
the original release date for Marvel Avengers.
Yeah, I had that with Halo 3. It's my
It's
birthday, and I was
happening.
like, I was 9.
Oh man,
Imagine
that's
your
sick.
most anticipated game drops on your birthday this year. That is me.
Wait, what's your most into? Oh, Dontra.
Dawn Trail drops on my birthday.
Oh shit, that's fire. I listen. May 15th. That's when the Switch 2 launches with 3D Mario. I'm saying it now. Next year.
Lock it up.
Well, that'd be
Lock it
nice.
up. I would lose my shit. Anyways, moving on to our next game. Oh, real quick. They announced a new Switch Lite. Don't know why it's a Switch Lite and not an OLED. That's all I'll say. But it looks pretty. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. I am ecstatic after that trailer. That is just they just nailed the HD 2D art style to an absolute T at this point, and now they're remaking, in my opinion, one of my favorite RPGs. I'm so fucking ready for this. I think Dragon Quest 3 is a classic. It's basically the building block of all RPGs. It is a job system game before job systems were really popularized in JRPGs. I think people are going to have an amazing time with this. I heard they're adding a lot of new content. Don't go into this expecting like a moving and gripping story. It's a fun story. It's a very classical story. Dragon Quest is very classical with its storytelling of the fight the evil demon, you're the hero. Very fun moments, a lot of like memorable scenes I saw from the trailer alone that I remember. Like that goblin boss, there's a really funny like twist in how that goblin boss even shows up in the trailer. So I'm very excited for people to experience that. I'm hoping for some new super bosses, some new side quests. Very, very ecstatic. And it's also not that long. It's like a 20-hour game. So can't wait. That is
I
November
mean, yeah,
15th. The November deal.
I'm pretty much. I always love HD 2D games, except one exception. But I mean, yeah, I'm here day one. Absolutely, like Dragon Quest 3. Just all Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is something I want to try getting into. I've always tried with 11, and I just keep falling off for some reason. But HD 2D, this looks gorgeous. Just absolutely like compared to like the first trailer, it looks amazing. So I'm very excited to jump into this, and for my fantasy critic team.
It is, and yeah, no, I mean, like, it's fascinating. They straight up, you see how the HD 2D art style has evolved since Octopath Traveler 1. You look at
Yeah,
Octopath Traveler 1, it
Hmm.
looks like a tech demo nowadays, comparatively. Beef,
and then it, like
oh, sorry, go ahead,
I
Bench.
was just gonna
Yeah.
say also it was announced with 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll get to that in a second. Beef, real quick. You're a fan of Octopath, correct?
Yes. So I know I'm like in the middle of this because again, this is the poor thing is why I have to be a Debbie Downer. It's all nothing personal stuff. I'm not big into Dragon Quest. Poor me and my friend Casual have talked about this. Well, like we love JRPGs, but like the granddaddy Dragon Quest just can't get into. And like those so like cozy and we should be able to, but can't. But of all of them, I have played 3, and I actually think it wasn't even that long ago. And the only reason I didn't finish it was because this is announced. So I I am looking forward to this. I'm a little like actually I was a little like unsure if if I want to pay full price for it. But yeah, the announcement of new like story stuff, that's kind of like getting me like, okay, this is gonna be even more substantial. Maybe this will be like another one. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up day one.
I'm curious
Yeah,
how deep they
and I mean,
go.
they did. Sorry, go.
Good.
I'm curious how deep they get with the expanded narrative and what looks like. I mean, this is like a 25 hour game. I don't
'Cause
know if they want to make it like fully.
I don't think they would change that much about the narrative. It's a
I
pretty
remember.
very simplistic story.
Go ahead. Yeah, but I remember Live Alive, like they added like basically another chapter as an ending. Now I don't know
They
like
they added like
what you can do for Dragon Quest 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a decent a little chunk, a decent chunk we do get, not something just
Yeah.
tiny.
for sure. I think you're gonna get something more because like in the original Dragon Quest 3, there was only one super boss and it required so much fucking grinding that I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. So I'm
I
hoping they can like streamline that part.
I don't think they would have said expanded narrative without having something pretty substantial. I don't think that's something you
That's fair.
say next to the game, and it's just like a new super boss or like a couple new side quests.
But yeah, Bencho said this earlier. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are also a part of this. Also awesome. Those games are great. And that it's not going to come out with the game. They're 2025. And people are like, why would you do 1 and 2 after 3? 3 is a prequel, so it actually makes a lot of sense. So, and 1 and 2 are actually, like, 1 is a 10-hour game, and 5 of those hours are grinding.
Yeah.
Is how I kind
There
of
was
say that.
there's not much story. The NES games, especially 1, 2, don't have much story.
Yeah, that's why 3 is so fascinating, because, like, it is the granddaddy, and, like, very influential to modern RPGs, and it was a NES game, so that's why I
Mhm.
love it so much. I'm just, like, fascinated by it. Next game I'm very fascinated by. Super Mario Party Jamboree. All right, let me be real.
Let's
I hate this
go.
title. I
Okay,
hate
if
this
we're if
title.
but
Jamboree.
if we don't pull and have a slice of gaming Mario Party night, what are we doing? Like
Dog,
we need to be on this.
I can't believe I'm saying this. It looks fucking fire. This game
It
looks
looks so
does.
good.
It
I
does.
why does Mario Party, like a new Mario Party, actually look awesome? I was so scared. I'm
Like
like, oh, it's gonna look ass if it's Super Mario Party, but like, no, this looks like they listened to
yeah,
all the feedback from the last game.
yeah, like you have like the last one, Superstars, and that's kind of a compilation. So it's just a remaster of some things, and it's not really new in a lot of ways. But this looks like next new Mario Party, and it looks like we're gonna have a lot of fun. Oh, I'm so excited.
That 20-player mode just sounds like it's gonna be hellish to deal with, but also so much goddamn fun.
Yep.
Mario Party is like the hey, I got friends over, let's play a quick round of Mario Party. Like it's just like the
Listen,
and I'm just so tired of playing Superstars that I'm like, I want a new one.
like I was in a situation last night where I had friends over and we wanted to play Mario Party, but there was 5 of us. So hopefully maybe that 20-player thing could be like local and do something with 5 people, hopefully, please.
You're asking a lot out of Nintendo.
I can
I
have hope.
no, I could see that happening, honestly. But yeah, no, Ja, you kind of popped off for this. How you feeling about Mario Party Jamboree?
Yeah, so I skipped on Mario Party Superstars because I don't know. I just felt I was kind of mad at Nintendo because I bought Super Mario Party and I'm like, all right, this isn't the best thing, but hey, it's a new Mario Party. It's fun enough, no complaints. And then they released it like 2 years later, Mario Party Superstars. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, but now Mario Party Jamboree that wants me to go back into Mario Party and, and play with the homies. You know, it seems like the perfect game.
110 mini games. There is a
Yeah.
shit ton of content. It seems like because here's the thing: we always complain about like there's so few boards on Mario Party. Guys, they went up from 5 boards at launch to 7. I'm just saying. They're listening, and 2 of those are retro courses. But hey, I'm down because I think the biggest problem with Super Mario Party is that the boards were very boring. The like just the way mini games are handled are kind of lame and gimmicky. I look at this and it's like, yeah, okay, this looks a lot more interesting, a lot more exciting. So yeah, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Definitely one to keep an eye out. Beef, you got any interest in this, or is this
Like my friends already confirmed they're buying it, so I'm like, thank God. I don't have to buy it, but yeah, I'll definitely be playing it.
Next up, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Uh, hey, listen, Donkey Kong Country Returns. This is actually a really interesting port. This is finally we get like a definitive version of this game because original Donkey Kong Country Returns was fun, but like it had motion controls, and those fucking suck. But then they brought it to 3DS, and they got rid of the motion controls and added a bunch of content. But then they were like, oh, but you have to play on a 3DS, so no one really wanted to do that. So just to have this version where it's HD, not a new console, no motion controls, that's exciting in and of itself. But I'd say this is probably of the big first party Nintendo games that were at this direct, the weakest link personally.
This is definitely a weird Nintendo decision. Like yeah, this and not like we said, the Fire Emblem remakes or the Zelda ports. Like, I don't think anyone thought this was coming or predicted it, but yeah, like just a weird Nintendo decision. But I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm not sure if I'm buying it, but I mean, if you're looking for a Donkey Kong game, I guess you've been starving and you'll take whatever.
Yeah.
Fans have been starved. Sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
Where's the new funky mode in this one? Why was it a
Yes.
tropical phrase?
Oh my god.
Free my man's. Yeah, no. There's just not a lot to say. It's just like, hey, Donkey Kong Country returns again. It's like we already got this re-released once. It is cool though. With this, you can play every Donkey Kong Country game, including like the OG like SNES ones on Switch. So I'm always a fan of like being able to play every game of a franchise on the modern system. But yeah, I don't know if this is a day one for me. It's probably gonna be a day one because I'm a sucker.
I don't know if it's day one because I mean I like Kirby, the Wii Kirby game more than this, and I didn't buy that for $60.
Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a childhood game.
Yeah, no, I played that. I was like, I don't know, it didn't do me.
Good game.
No, it's good. That's fine.
Hater.
Real quick, I just want to mention something funny. Like Horizon Adventures, the jump scare I had when I saw this, I just saw the PlayStation Studios logo in a Nintendo Direct. That is
Yeah.
weird.
Okay, Just Dance 2025.
No, we're not talking about Just Dance 2025. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I will say it is really funny. Looking at this press release, where all these have like multiple lines, and then Metroid Prime is literally just 2 sentences. But it exists. It's finally happening. I cannot believe it actually showed up, and oh my god, it looks fucking visually insane. I'm gonna be real. That's running on a Switch too, right, guys?
No,
No.
I don't think it is.
It's not
I think
running
it's
on
still,
Prime. Remember how good Prime Remastered looked, though.
I know, but like this is Prime. Like the graphical
Yes.
jump already is insane. It was running
In-
at 60 FPS.
Yes, and
On a
Prime was
Switch.
running at 60 FPS.
But this, I don't believe it. I know Retro Studios are masters with this, but like, I cannot believe this.
Yeah, that looked good. I have my misgivings about Prime, but I'll be playing Prime 4 for sure. I do hope 2 and 3 come because I would like to play those before 4 because I just like playing all of the games before the new like sequel. But I'll definitely be playing this. Do we think it's $70 though?
Nah,
That
they
is
wouldn't
good.
I
do
don't.
that.
I don't think it is.
I'm gonna say no only because of how these games sell usually.
It is funny. You said $70, and I just remembered. It's like, oh yeah, Switch. Nintendo did release Tears of the Kingdom for $70,
I
and
think.
then that's it.
I think the new 2D Zelda has a better chance of being $70 than Prime 4.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. None of the games up on the eShop yet, like with prices or to wish list, which is very weird. I'm like, why? Because I was
I
curious how much Zelda was gonna be.
I almost feel like they kind of wanted to avoid leaks or anything.
Someone
They were
did
like,
mention that. I was like, okay, that might make sense.
they didn't want to upload it to the back end or anything. But yeah, no, I mean, I look at this trailer. I watched it again. I'm like, fucking hell, this looks insane. Like, I am so fucking ready for a new Metroid Prime. I do want 2 and 3 remastered just to exist. It'd be nice, but I don't think I've ever actually heard any rumors about those games. There's just something we expect. So maybe they don't do it. Who knows? Beef, how you feeling about Prime 4?
Well, yeah, This is the one where I'm like almost hooting a bit cut my score because I'm a big Prime One fan. It's like top. It's at least top 10 games ever for me. But the problem is two and two and three are weird because they are like slightly different, but the differences I don't really care about. And that's kind of my problem with this is like it's just a teaser, so just based on this, I don't get too much work up. But I mean, this is definitely the one I'll be there for day one, no matter what. But I'm still like, what's gonna be the unique selling point of Pine 4? But I'm sure for the people who've only played one, they're like, I could go for more of that. Then they'll definitely just be like going in happy. So I'm glad it exists. I'm glad at least it looks good. But yeah, like what exactly? I'm kind of just curious. I feel like Nintendo's got to do something for this one, like that's new. So I'm just wondering what it could be.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know if you guys are with me because there are a lot of people against me on this theory. This is day and date with the Switch 2. It's cross gen.
No, well,
I
Yeah.
think
If it's
I
cross gen, you want to get as many sales as possible. People who buy a Switch 2, they want games to play. Even after 3D Mario, they're done with that. They're like, I want something else
oh
on this
yeah,
new console.
I have a different prediction. I think it's a month or two after Switch 2 is out, but it's still cross-gen.
yeah.
I think
I can
it's
see
launch
that too.
window.
I think for
I
sure it's
don't think
cross.
it's staying. Yeah, I think it's cross-gen, but I think it's launch window for Switch 2.
That
They,
reminds me. Go ahead, finish.
I just don't think they showed enough. Like, I don't think this is in the first 3 months of
I mean, it's Switch
2025.
2 in the first 3 months, though. That's the question.
I think that's like I could think that could be a solid April or May, and I think Prime 4 is after that.
Beef, what were you going to say?
You know what I didn't think about until like I had to watch the thing twice. I know Switch 2 is supposed well we think it was supposed to be out this year. I wasn't expecting like much of a cross gen period just because Nintendo doesn't do that. There will like maybe be one game. Looking at these, I'm like, these might have been, cross gen because I highly doubt they would have come out before. I'm wondering now if there is gonna be like maybe a year or so of like cross gen titles for Switch 1 and Switch 2 because now my opinions changed on that. I didn't think we'd get much.
I mean,
Maybe that Mario 3D game will be cross-gen now. Sorry to say,
no, don't say
boys.
that. Don't say that. Come on, Beef. I,
I don't
listen,
think that one will.
if it's cross-gen, I can't play it for 3 days, and that will be the
Oh
hellish,
no.
most hellish 3 days of my life. I want you to understand that. Here's my viewpoint. I just feel like if you want Metroid to sell, this is the best opportunity where you have this graphical showpiece and show, hey, it's on Switch 2. People with Switch 1, you can still play it, but it's on the Switch 2. It looks incredible, runs 60 FPS, 1080p, everything you want from it. It has it. I mean, listen, there's also the theory. We always assume that, like, because, like, the big rumor with the Switch 2 being delayed out of this year was, oh, they delayed because of software for 3D Mario. Maybe they also delayed for Metroid Prime. Maybe this was a case where like Retro said Metroid Prime's not ready, and they're like, okay, let's delay the
I
console.
don't know if they
We
would do
even
that.
a
I
Mario.
don't
I
think
mean, listen,
Prime.
if Mario needs polishing too, they're like, okay, might as well
Well,
polish Mario and
I think
Metroid.
it's. I don't think you hold back a console launch for a game that won't sell more than 3 million copies.
oh, I think this
I,
one will.
this is the best opportunity for it to sell more than 3 million, and I think you do it with a console. I don't. I That's the thing though. You say, oh, you wouldn't hold back a console launch for that. They probably held it back for Mario. That's something that
Yeah.
you would push back a
Mm-hmm.
console.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is such an interesting game. I do kind of agree with you, Beef, where it's just like we got so little of this trailer. As good as it looked, it was just good to see that it existed again. That's kind of my
Mhm.
viewpoint, where it's like we've been waiting for 7 years with a logo. So just to have a title and everything, that's what gets me excited.
I I should have yelled at Mike about this because they said there's no mention of Switch 2 and they showed this game. So I'm wondering, does that mean because some people are like, oh, it's gonna just only be Switch 2 at this point? I'm like, does that mean it can't be just Switch 2? Because like we're not even gonna mention Switch 2. Or are
I
they
mean,
just
yeah,
gonna be like, well, we lied. That game was Switch 2, we're lying.
that's the thing. They're just so cagey right now about Switch 2. You were not.
I
That
know.
that really is the idea. Do you guys think that even like the Switch 2 reveal is this year?
I,
Because they said
yeah.
fiscal year for the reveal.
Yes, I think it's
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. Listen. All I want is them to just reveal the new 3D Mario. I just want to see what it looks like. That's all I want. We'll see. Metroid Prime 4. It is funny that we talked less about the game and more about what about Switch 2?
Well, there's not. It looks like Metroid Prime 1, like remastered. They literally like just showed the scanning. I mean, the it looks like we're on like a hellish planet, but what do I glean from that? Apparently, the boss is like from Prime Hunters. And I didn't even know people played that game to know that information. So I'm like, I don't have much to go on here.
Prime Hunters had a cliffhanger ending.
It does. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It ends with like Samus leaving, and then that guy, I forget his name, but his ship appears and then follows her. It is so silly. I can't believe Prime Hunters is canon. That is so funny to me.
Yeah, now I have to actually play it. I think I started for 10 minutes and said, what am I doing here?
Dude, same. I played the demo. I was like, I can't do this. I got things to do. Anyways, moving on. NSO got some updates. I okay. We gotta talk about this. They're adding a new collection of mature 17 plus N64 games. All right, really hardcore. But it's the most Nintendo way to do it, where they created a whole new app for the mature games, which are Perfect Dark and Turok, and they're the only two games there. There's nothing else. You can't even play like the other NSO games with it to where you could just have it all in one app. You have to launch a separate app. Beef, isn't that the most Nintendo ass shit you've ever heard in your life?
And I don't know why. Like, who's just gonna want M-rated N64 games? That is like the
I
most
think
specific thing you in the world. I have no idea
I
why they did this.
I think I think the Switch N64 app is rated from E to teen, so they can't add
I
mature games
wonder.
without
I
updating.
wonder. You might be right. Like, I wonder if like you can't just update that ESRB rating on a
Probably a
whim if people
process
already
that's
download it. If people already download it, kids may have downloaded that. Now they're gonna just turn their T game into M,
and
maybe,
play Turok. Oh
and
my
play
god!
Turok.
Lord above, they're gonna get fucked up here watching Turok. It is. I just think it's so funny that it's like, if you're gonna create the new app, at least like have all the other games. Like what I'm playing Perfect Dark, but it's like I don't want to look at Yoshi's Story. Don't even put that on my screen. All right, I'm here for Turok. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm excited for Perfect Dark. I've always wanted to play that game, so it's nice to have a way to play it on Switch. But
You
yeah,
own an
not much.
Xbox.
I don't want to play it on Xbox. Come on, man.
Kind
I
of
want to play
I
it.
don't know. If, I'm trying to remember if the control scheme is the same as GoldenEye, because
I
it might
saw
still be a bit rough,
no,
but we'll
I
see.
saw that you can control it in a way to make it dual sticks if you change up the controls a bit and mess around in the menus. So that's good.
Also,
I
oh,
also Metroid Fusion was added, and I'm really excited about that. No, not Fusion.
Oh,
Zero Mission.
Zero Mission. Yeah.
Cannot wait.
I think does that make like all the Metroid games playable on Switch? Like all the 1, 4,
um,
5?
2,
Prime
3.
Hunters
Prime
and
2 and 3.
other M.
Yeah.
So the
We don't
2D
we don't want
ones,
to.
yes. The 2D ones, I think though he's right. Yeah, there's just
Listen,
5. So yeah,
as a 2D Metroid fan, you're eating. That's all I'll say.
yeah, I know. I like them. So
Can
yeah,
someone
that
fuck?
works.
Can
You
someone tell
want to
me why
skip to?
Hello Kitty Island Adventures has like 6 fucking sentences? What is there to say?
It's peak.
Hello
Do we
Kitty,
want?
Stray, Tales of the Shire. Nothing to say there. Nintendo
Let's
Switch
skip.
Sports.
Wow.
We can skip to
Weird.
MVC. Just scroll down a lot.
What, you don't want to talk about Funko Fusion? I want to talk about Funko Fusion real quick. What the fuck was that? That is one of the
When,
worst.
what,
That is the most. Wow, third parties really need a Switch too.
didn't that come after the Zelda trailer too? When did that? I
Yeah,
believe that fun. Yeah,
I think
like
it was right after. It was the biggest whiplash.
that's the whiplash. I'm like, why I don't know why Nintendo like this. Almost the reason I can't get Directs attempted. There's like half of them are like the weirdest games that I'm like, I don't think the kids who want these are watching this thing, Nintendo. But okay, let's put them in. But yeah, Funko Fusion Day 1 for me.
Yeah, same. Mio Memories in Orbit, real quick. That game looked really cool, but nothing really to gleam off, and
That's
that's a
an indie.
2025 date. So shut up, bench. You got Mario and Luigi. Let me talk about this. Outside of that, nothing else. Moving into there's a lot of ports on here. Real quick, Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Let's
Game
go Little
one
Builder?
Bunny.
Yeah. One thing I want to say first off, where's Michael Jordan? Like I thought this would be a Space Jam game.
No, it's a Lola Bunny game.
Oh God.
Also, Metal Slug Attack Reloaded looks cool, but apparently that was a mobile game, so that's like a little less interested.
Yeah, I thought it was a collection. People thought it was a collection, so that's
No.
disappointing too.
It's
Yeah,
a
no,
mobile tower defense game.
Okay.
I'll check it out. I like Metal Slug. But anyways, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I cannot fucking believe this exists. I am
cannot.
so
Same.
fucking excited. I love Marvel. That is
I have never played a Marvel versus game, or like a 2D Capcom fighter, to be honest. So yeah, I'm excited to buy this and just see what all the hype is about, see what all the inside jokes are about. Like I'm very pumped because even without not having like played any of them or any of the old Capcom games, you know what these people did and the weight they carried, and like they're people screaming about this had to have like had some impact. It's just whenever it showed up, you like everyone just popped off because it was incredible.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, that's one of those games that like is. It was one of those games that like legendarily was just stuck on older consoles forever, and no one was able to play them. And people wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it feels like Capcom finally got to be able to convince Marvel, like, hey, let us re-release this game. And the fact that they're doing a whole, they could have just done two. Like everyone just wanted to. So the fact that it's a whole ass collection is just 10 out of 10. I'm so fucking excited for
Yeah,
this.
that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of funny. That's a collection of games that I realistically don't think too many people will play, like unless you check out. But it's like, look, we're all here just for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which I'm fine with. I played that as a ton as a kid, and I'm fine downloading the Dreamcast version. But for anyone else who's looking for official ways, I'm more than happy they're finally gonna check it out.
I mean, it
Yeah,
has online lobbies and everything,
That
so it's
also
just
does
like
help. Yeah.
yeah.
So much.
true. Yeah, and the one other thing about this one is that apparently like the beat 'em up game, The Punisher, that's like this is the first time they're re-releasing it since like the arcade version. So
Well,
that's
I
really
don't
cool.
think it ever got a U.S. release either.
Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, someone was
Oh, the
saying like
Punisher was like,
Marvel didn't like how violent it was or something.
I mean, like, hey, listen, that sounds like Marvel. But yeah, very, very exciting. No release date, just this fall, but hey, ready for it. Moving into 100 Line Last Defense Academy. That title sucks ass.
I
But
was gonna say I don't remember what this is.
this is the one by the Danganronpa devs. I thought it
Uh,
looked interesting, but this is just a strategy RPG by the Danganronpa team. I think they're really good at making wacky, fun stories. A lot of cool shit there, but I feel like this is just one of those trailers that's like, okay, I'm gonna need a little more. You're gonna need to sell me because like they showed like one snippet of gameplay basically.
I don't know. It's like a tower defense thing. I'm not sure
It
how
is.
into it I am. I
It looks
think it looks like
it looks
that.
more
Like
strategy RPG than tower defense. More like Fire Emblem than tower defense is what I mean. All right. Hello?
were you?
What?
Oh, okay.
We have nothing
Man,
more
you
to
guys are.
say.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was just okay. My bad. It's like there was just pure silence. It was like, oh damn, did I get like disconnected?
Look, look,
um,
look. Bench got
yeah,
excited about that last game from them, and then like no one talked about it when it came out. Okay, I'm just
Bench gets
expecting the
excited
same
about
thing
every
here.
game. Bench gets
I
excited
know.
about things. All right. All right. Fantasian Neo Dimension.
Yeah.
Let's fucking
This was the
go.
Final Fantasy creator Sakaguchi's big game on Apple Arcade, and it was stuck on Apple Arcade. And it feels like Square Enix is actually going to publish this, which is kind of cool because I think this is the first time Sakaguchi has worked with Square Enix since like Final Fantasy IX.
Yep.
So big deal there. I'm very
I
well. I don't
mean,
care, but like I'm excited for y'all.
yeah, I'm just super pumped about this. I've wanted to play it for a long time. So just and they're adding voice acting and rebalancing some stuff, so I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm also curious about this. The one trepidation is I didn't really hear much about Fantasian after it came out, but between like yeah, like I'm thinking the updates is like I'm hoping really helps like elevate to more than just a mobile game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Exciting. It's just fall or no winter. You guys have
Yeah,
any thoughts on the
no
release
date,
date?
no.
Nope, no date.
Sitting at a December release date. I don't know. Whenever I see this winter, I'll go like December. I don't know.
Pretty, yeah.
All right, bench. Tell me on Fairy Tale 2.
Let's fucking go. That's all I got to say.
Cool. Ace
Jack,
Attorney Investigations Collection. Jack,
Let's
we won.
fucking go.
I'm so fucking hyped, dude. These are the investigations games where you played as Miles Edgeworth, one of the best characters in the series, if not the best. To be real. and they work more like puzzle investigative games instead of like the courtroom drama of the Ace Attorney games, and they are awesome. I played Investigations 1, loved it. We have never got Investigations 2 in the US. This is the first time we're actually getting an official translation of it. I cannot fucking wait. I am so ready for this.
Oh yeah, same. And somehow like after like despite playing the main 6 Ace Attorney games, I skipped out on Investigations 1, and I think that might just be because of like because this wasn't on that many platforms. Like I think at most they did was like the mobile version, right? Like after the DS, but now they're putting it on everything, and they're bringing the second back. The Ace Attorney fans are eating. Like, I mean, I still have to go back and finish greatest Ace Attorney games as well. But like these ones, I think I might do these first.
Dude, yeah, that's just like I got like 2 Ace Attorney games still of the main trilogy or main sextology at this point to
Yeah.
get through. But I'm like, ooh, Miles Edge with my beloved. I need to see my man's again. I miss him. I can.
Yeah, and also Gumshoe because yeah, Gumshoe's also in these games. So
Oh yeah, no, I cannot wait. This makes it. Yeah, every Ace Attorney game is on modern consoles except Professor Layton versus Ace Phoenix, right?
oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, almost all of them. And I think Capcom's like just kind of planning these just so when Ace Attorney 7's revealed, they're like, we're gonna put it on everything day one.
Oh yeah, no. What do you, how are you feeling about Ace Attorney 7? Because we kind of thought Ace Attorney 7 was going to be at this direct. How close? How far or close do you think it is?
Oh, so if I were to guess, I think we could see it either late next year or early 2026. And like
Far.
yeah, it's sadly a bit far, but like I think what Capcom wants to do now because they've definitely grown their Western audience more because like how it worked with the past ones is that it would release in Japan first and then everywhere else gets it later. But I think they want to do it day and date.
Yeah, and they have a lot of dialogue, so it's a lot of stuff to translate.
Oh yeah.
In freaking Spirit of Justice was the last mainline game. That was 2016.
Yeah. That
So we've that's gonna be a 10-year wait. But I mean, I think these remasters are like a good way of like quelling the wait in a way, especially like the fact that they're translated games we never got, like Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 and what was it, Investigations 2. It's like being able to get these for the first time in official English. I'll be honest, I hate fan translations. I hate using them. They're just bad. So I'm like, this is what I want to experience.
Yeah, and I heard like they changed some of like the names of the characters too. So I'm really curious how it turns out.
Bench, when are you gonna get off your ass and play Ace Attorney?
I have other series to play through first.
Mhm.
He played Danganronpa before Ace Attorney. That's how you know he's gone.
That's 3 games, not like 9.
You really need to play 3 games for Ace Attorney. Okay, you don't have to play them all. I mean, you'll get to them eventually. All right. Anyways, that's everything in the direct. Very exciting. We talked a lot. But what was missing? What do we feel was missing from the direct? You know, each of us. What's like one game where you're like, man, I wish this was here.
I guess should we say the elephant in the room?
Mario Baseball.
Yeah,
Mario Baseball. Yep.
yeah.
I
Why
did
not?
predict that, and
We
that's the one where I'm like, it's a little weird to switch. That's the one sports game. So there's mine. It's the one I was like, other than the remasters, I felt like I was kind of like hoping maybe I was right. But yeah. And
Mario
then I
Baseball
guess
is
there's one other small game.
Indie game Silk Song. Where the hell is it?
That
Silksong is not real.
They're moving to 3D.
I want you guys to know my dream right now for Silksong is genuinely like it's just like a sizzle reel in a direct. Like they're just like, check out these games coming to Switch, and then like Silksong shows up for a second. Like there's like 2 seconds of gameplay, and it just gives an exact release date. It's just like what the fuck? That's it. That's all it means to you guys.
So, so there's one I thought of that I think was missing, and it's weird they didn't do this for like for one of their big titles from last year, and that's Mario Wonder. Like I was expecting some sort of update, maybe like some free content, like an extra mode
Yeah.
or some DLC levels. But yeah, I
No.
guess they're like, nah, it's done.
I'm with you. I would have loved like Mario Wonder or Pikmin 4 DLC, but Nintendo's so sporadic with DLC. Like we didn't touch on it. Nintendo Switch Sports got basketball 2 years after launch, because that's just the way they work.
So-
They just give DLC whenever the fuck they want. But I think we should let's mention it. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, holy shit, can these people shut up about this game? Like, I want to play Wind Waker on
No.
Switch. I want to. But my lord, guys, calm down. We got a new 2D Zelda, and I still see these Wind Waker fans complaining. I'm like, yo, there is a new game. Be
Yeah.
excited about the new thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd complain too, but at this point, like, would I really want to play like Wind Waker when I got like a game a month? Kind of, I think, is what the schedule looks like now with the Switch 2 and like everything else that's coming out. I'm fine with them not coming. It's weird, but I'm fine with them at this point not being there.
It just feels like it's ready. Like, I think it is a
Yeah.
real game that exists. It's sitting on some Nintendo employee's computer. I think it really, like Nintendo has said before, they want one Zelda game a year. They have their Zelda game this year. Maybe it's next year, maybe the year after, but like they're just saving it until they're able to have it at a release cadence where it's like, hey, we release it this year and now we have a Zelda game for that year. But yeah, it's just I just don't understand, because like these people have played the game before.
Oh, I know.
And, like the people complaining, it's like you played it. It's like I don't know. I'd be more excited about a new Zelda game. But hey, you know what? I get it. It's a weird Nintendo decision. I want those games on Switch. I want to actually play through and beat Wind Waker. That's one of the few I haven't done. So. Anything else missing, or is it very much just like I wanted Kid Icarus Uprising HD. That was very much a dream for me, where I'm like,
It's happening.
I think it's real. I think it exists because like Sakurai straight up said, it's like, man, wouldn't it be cool to play Kid Icarus Uprising in HD on modern consoles? It's like, this motherfucker. He's nothing there. Oh god.
What if we get a Switch 2 new Kid Icarus game?
I'd like that more, but I don't think that's a thing. I think with a Kid Icarus game, you want Sakurai on it, and Sakurai's working on Smash. But hey, who knows? And crazier things have happened. I would kill for a new Kid Icarus game. Anything else missing, or is that about it?
I think that's it. I'm not like too I'm not like too upset about anything missing. I think especially because I feel like the things people are mad about missing other than Silk Song is remasters, and I'll take new game over one. Yeah, I've already played any day.
Of course.
Yeah, if there's anything else I'd say that I would have like wanted to see, it's just some of the franchises that haven't gotten games in a bit, like Star Fox and Rhythm Heaven. But I'm happy with what we got.
It is interesting. Yeah, real quick, Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm not surprised that wasn't.
Oh
here.
yeah,
Pokemon Company likes to market on their own.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Pokemon on NSO. I don't know why Pokemon Company's so cagey about that. That's so
they
weird.
never do it. It's so I don't know why. It's the same thing with Call of Duty. Yeah, apparently now in Game Pass, it's like they just like hide the old games. And I'm like, why? We'll play them for a week and then go back to the new stuff.
Exactly. So just like, why did they like? Well, since they have Pokemon Red, they're not gonna play Legends EA. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Yeah, but yeah, Pokemon Company being weird. What a surprise. Anyways, that's it. Any last thoughts on the direct, y'all? Or are we good to go out? All right.
I'm ready for Switch 2.
Yeah,
in September, October.
Switch 2 in May for my birthday. That's
Okay.
what I'm
We just want to see it first, though.
Oh, for a reveal, October. Yeah. Actually, last question. Do we get a direct this September?
Oh
Yes.
Mini or full general direct?
That's a good one.
Curious. Because like maybe you do a mini just to do some quick marketing on Mario and Luigi. Like Bench was talking to me about this. Mario and Luigi, Donkey Kong Country, stuff that's like not going to get marketed for like whatever the Switch 2 reveal is. Do some quick marketing for that, and maybe like a remaster announcement or something.
Yeah, because I feel like
I
the
think it's
Switch
a
2.
mini.
Go ahead.
I think it's a mini.
Yeah, because I feel like the Switch 2, like you're not actually going to talk much about the games. It's just like I don't remember what they did Switch one, but I'm pretty sure it was like just the console. So
Yeah,
that's probably smart.
yeah.
That Go ahead, Jet. Sorry.
Yeah, so for the Switch One reveal, how they did was they just randomly dropped a trailer, or like they said a tweet the night before, hey, we're gonna show off the NX finally, and then they showed the trailer, and they didn't actually like talk about the games, but they show like Skyrim,
I was gonna
and
say
then
they show like
yeah,
2 or 3 games playing, maybe.
Mario Kart 8, Super Mario
yeah,
Odyssey, like they showed like
Yeah.
random shit there. I think what's gonna happen is kind of what happened last time, where you're gonna get the October or September Switch 2 event, or not event, sorry, but you Switch 2 like trailer, and it's like this is what the console looks like, and this is kind of the general release date. And then around January, February, they're gonna have the Switch 2 presentation. It will be outright called the Switch 2 presentation. They're like, here's all the like this is the software, this is like more specifics into the hardware, pricing, all that stuff, kind of like how they handled the Nintendo Switch one. Very, very excited. I think Nintendo is looking very bright these next 2 years. I'm very happy to be a fan. But if you're happy to be a fan, hopefully you're also a fan of Slice of Gaming, because we got a lot of content. Podcast coming up this Saturday. Probably going to be a small one, most likely, considering we got a lot of like people not showing up. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Check us out on all the podcast platforms. Any bit of support helps. Like the podcast, subscribe, all that good shit. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
bye.
Y'all.
Play Mario on Luigi.
Wolf's a hater.
How am I a hater? What?